Peace, family. So I'm back with another one. Today what I want to do is I want to talk to my chosen ones about stop expecting respect from beings who don't respect themselves. We gotta stop expecting respect from people who don't respect themselves, And this is something that we all gonna have to challenge ourselves and battle with and overcome on a daily, consistent basis until you understand that it's only two playbooks out here. And once you realize, as soon as someone open their mouth, you can tell which playbook they're leading with. Now, whether you know how much of it they're using, it just comes with your intuition, how in tune you are with yourself, how well you are with reading others and their energy. But for the most part, beings who are using that demonic, witchy playbook, they have very little to no respect on themselves. And then we run around being around these people all weird, frustrated, angry because they not putting no extra emphasis or respect on us and for the way that we've been walking and building our life. And I know people say, don't set expectations, you won't be set down. Bitch, you ain't got no choice but to set expectations. That don't even make sense. Like, most of the things we do, we set expectations for. When I go to the basketball court, I expect to play basketball and have a good game. I'm not expecting to go to the basketball court, play football, get into some shootouts, fight a bunch of people. We're basing it off of our like. And a percentage scale, we know that if we set this expectation here, it's going to be a lot of likeness, happiness, peacefulness. It's all on a percentage scale. I'm not saying it's going to be 100% peaceful. It's going to be 100% happy. On a percentage scale, you're going to get 70 to 80% more peace and more happiness. You know what I'm saying? 60, 70, 80% more respect you putting on yourself. It all comes in a percentage scale. You know what I mean? So it took me a little bit to get to this process, but what pulled me to this process faster was dealing with the opposite sex. Men, we all got the same process, you know what I'm saying? Like, you disrespect me, you gonna have to catch these hands, you know what I'm saying? Or we're gonna have to figure out a way to separate. It's gonna be some tables and walls being moved around, you know what I'm saying? But with women is different, and I know for women, processing men is different. I give the men perspective because I am a male. I know the other side too, which is why I always throw it out there as well too. But I'm walking and living my life through a male's role, all right? So that's why it always comes from male perspective. Even though I understand the other side, I can put myself in them shoes very well. Once you understand, like, I took on this role being in this vessel, then it's easy for me to hop into other people's realms and vessels that are of opposite sex and not look at it with any kind of role assignment bias. Man, fuck all that gender shit. We assign these genders for a goddamn reason. So it's only in Western society where they tell you if you want to be a tree, you can. If you want to be an elephant, you can. Girl, if you want to be a man, you can. You cannot. Men, you can be a girl if you want, which you cannot. So for one, you don't ever never argue or debate with people who are not clear of their gender roles. Clearly, they are fucked up in here and using the wrong playbook. So even though I met some nice people who are confused, the core base of their ingredients is witchy sauce. Simple process. You may live it as you like. I don't got no hate towards you, but I don't want that shit promoted around me or mine. You know what I'm saying? Then you have dealing with the opposite sex who refuses to put respect on it because they don't know how to respect themselves. You know what I'm saying? Most men aren't in a providing position. Most men aren't able to fully take care of themselves. But they can still roam out here. They can still have access to women. They can still do all of these things. You know what I'm saying? And then you have the women on the other side of the spectrum who men say we like women with less bodies. We say we like slimmer women. We say we like feminine women. So then, if all the women. Let's say I like my trees with leaves. If all the trees out here ain't got no leaves, I'm just not gonna migrate here. I'm not gonna say, oh, this tree lives here, so now this tree gotta accept me. That's that weird witchy shit. That's weird and witchy. Because most men, when we are looking in those realms and we're like, all right, we gotta go get the opposite. The ones who aren't witchy are gonna start grinding on their purpose. They're gonna start getting themselves more established and more organized. You know what I'm saying? We already know as men what the fuck is what. So they're gonna be like, all right, well, I'm gonna hit the gym, or I'm gonna start working out, or I'm gonna start running. They start getting themselves back fit. They don't come up with excuses and just say, oh, well, yeah, I'm a fat ass, but because I got the money, I can pay for any of these females out here. And it won't be the organic way, which is why they won't get respect put on it. Because they aren't respecting themselves, so then the female comes along and they're not respecting them either. You know what I'm saying? And that's where they come up with this new word, hypergamy. Nah, it's just demonic women who are chasing after whatever is next and best for them. You know, people used to put more respect on each other. You know, you couldn't go away to a war, you couldn't go away to prison back in the day, like long time ago, without knowing your person is still gonna be there. You know, women are marrying and dating guys based off of a lifestyle, not based off of women. When they meet men, you're supposed to fit into that man budget, but you have a lifestyle in your fucking mind that you aren't even providing, but you see everybody else doing it, so you feel as though you deserve that lifestyle. No, bitch, you deserve to be respected and truly loved by the being who you choose to meet on that level. Not going for some lifestyle. The shit is so weird out here. It's so weird out here. So the women make it kind of easier for men to kind of warp these witchy ass tactics out here. So they ain't gotta put no respect on it. You know what I mean? Like, once we start understanding like the different levels of these playbooks being used, the different levels of respect there is, that helps you not get as scrambled, helps you not be as frustrated, it helps you not point the finger as much. You know what I'm saying? Fuck. Doesn't matter where I film at, it's always some plane that's just flying in circles. This isn't even a commercial airplane. This is a regular airplane that's just making loops in a fucking circle. We haven't seen or heard one commercial airline fly through here, so clearly somebody is... This is how the universe is set up. You know, the last one I was just doing, Spanish guys was doing donuts in the parking lot. Like, but I don't get mad frustrated. When I first started doing this, it used to be a frustration. It's like, well, nigga, you gotta put some respect on nature and life. You know what I'm saying? I know that's not natural, but that's part of life. So with me being out in nature and knowing that it's free roam, free reign, it helps me work on myself. Anything that I do and engage with people, older, younger, smaller, taller, fatter, wider, slimmer, it doesn't matter. I always look at areas where I can work on myself. Even if I feel like somebody feels like I'm helping them. Motherfucker, you helping me. Because it's either helping me communicate better, figure out how to process and use my words more properly, or it's helping me master my energy and emotion. Because sometimes I may sound like this regular, but I'm really frustrated as fuck in the inside. But because I figured out a way to do such a good job at communicating outwardly, a lot of these demons are really lost. They can never tell when something is going on with you. They have no idea. And then the ones that do, of course, their job is to keep you in that space. You know what I'm saying? So just understanding, like, they don't put no respect on their own walk of life. You know what I'm saying? Any female that's out here just fucking just to be fucking, you know, ain't no man ever gonna put no real respect on it besides a beta. And if you do happen to get with them, respect him. You know what I'm saying? Because he accepted you and all that shit that you coming with. You know what I mean? And that's the same thing as if a man is stepping in being a stepfather. I know most women be like, I ain't looking for no provider. I just need a man to come in and take care of me, and I can take care of my daughter. He's flying right up. And to take care of me. all this sky, this is what always gets me. If I had a rocket launcher, I would shoot that shit out the sky. Like, that's how petty I can be sometimes. Like, I be willing to stoop to the lowest depths to show a motherfucker, you just cannot keep getting passes over here. You cannot. Speaking of respect, somebody, I was talking to like an older male recently, and he was telling me, like, I was explaining the situation to him, how I had to put my hands on somebody because he was disrespecting me by coming to my house, fucking with my BM. But this is commercial. This is commercial. Good thing about these airplanes when they come through, at least we still got the scenery, you know what I'm saying? So it's cool if I shut the fuck up for a second. Like, that's what I be having to tell myself. But back to what I was saying, he was kind of explaining to me how it's weird that men get mad at, some do, for men get mad at the other men for doing shit with their persons, or some men go beat their women, blah blah, for doing shit. But it was a buddy that I knew that I went to middle school and high school with him. He met my BM through me and decided to be witchy and start hollering at her. And she a witchy motherfucker, so she allowed it. They was doing their thing while I was at work. You know what I'm saying? I'd be at kitchen working, I'd go out, do my filming thing, working. This nigga at my house. Found out about it, I told the motherfucker, I said, hey, you gotta pack your shit and get out, or you gotta get him over here. But I gotta put these beaters on somebody. Simple fucking process. That's how I am. I cannot let everything ride. I don't give a fuck about my BM. Be a whore, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? My principle with that situation, this happened in like 2016, 17. Just using this as an example. I knew him personally. He knew me personally. He knew how I get down. He knows how I get down. So for you to do that sneaking, because you know that's the only way it's gonna work, because you know these hands work, you're gonna take that route, because men live for the box, and the box be so manipulative that they just running and doing everything for it. You know what I mean? That's why you gotta live for purpose, and the box should be joining you. So if any boxes come around that ain't willing to join this purpose, just know that I'm cool. I'll push it to the side. One thing about some of us out here that's on our grind, our purpose, that our mom and dad did their job with their genetics, we tried to do the best we can upkeeping. So it leaves a little bit more opportunity out there for some of us. But he was trying to explain to me, like, I shouldn't have put my hands on him, blah blah blah, whatever. And I was just explaining to him that my BM had multiple niggas around in the picture. I don't give a fuck about that, right? I never reached out to any of the other weird guys because I didn't know them. They're doing what men do. Whether they doing it on the witchy side or the purposeful side. You see women out here roaming by themselves. Men is gonna shoot their shot. That's just how they do it, either in the inbox or in real lifetime. Simple. If I didn't want someone attractive, I would go get someone ugly that nobody would be after. My thing is, when I have someone attractive beside me, I'm supposed to make sure they got some respect on themselves. They respect themselves, so that way they know that, hey, bitch, you represent me when you out here. Simple process, but they don't look at it that way. But you have to put your life down on line. Blah, 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 blah. Long story short, she called him because she wasn't going to get out the house. And I put these beaters on him because he still pulled up anyways, thinking that I was gone. Shit is crazy. But the moral of that story was, I had to put respect on me. She wasn't going to do it. He wasn't going to do it. I could have named any other kind of goddamn situation, but this is something that I've grown to infinity and beyond past. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't... I haven't had too many women in my life that don't have to run around doing shit with other guys. So in my realm, in the past recents, it's fucking regular. Now, my previous before, I was picking them differently, so it was a lot different. But I just wanted to use that as an example. Now, you don't always have to resort to anything physical to emphasize your respect that you're going to put on yourself, but you are going to have to stand on something. You are going to have to stand on something. Whether it put much emphasis on her or him, his ass know that if I ever see him out in public with my daughter, I'm putting the beaters on him. Simple process. You can be out with my little whore ass BM, but if I catch you around my daughter, it's a whole nother process. You know what I mean? And anybody else that I don't know, they good money. Oh, let me not block the view. So what I'm gonna start doing now, when the planes come, I'm just gonna get the fuck out the way so we can just enjoy this beautiful scene, you know what I mean? They have to emphasize the respect they got on themselves. If they're not emphasizing the respect they got on themselves, they are not going to respect you. You know what I mean? And it's your job to uphold that level of respect. That don't mean running around being selfish, being weird, being entitled because you're putting this respect on yourself. Know the fucking difference. Know the difference. Are you putting respect on it from the demonic side, being selfish, or are you doing it from a more righteous level in place and space? You know what I'm saying? With God, Creator, Allah, all of those titles. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't want to run it up too long. Tapping everything down below. Peace and love to the kings and queens.